And we've got a dope, diverse queen at the table, Miss Jack. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. I'm incredibly honored to sit at a table with such amazing women. So thank you so much for having me.
Girl, you are a role model, you know? And one of the things that I loved when I first met you, you told me a story about how you were in Chicago and you had planted a church out there, you and your hubby, and he was preaching all the time and you were sitting there and you said, what'd you say?
Yes, I looked around and I saw all these little girls growing up watching only a man teach. And I had never thought about teaching. I never really wanted to teach until that moment. I said, this is unacceptable. We got to do something about this, OB. And so he's like, well, what are we going to do? And I said, well, I'm going to teach. I'm going to start teaching. And he said, okay, let's do it. And I went to my pastor and he said, yes, you can too.
You can too.
And that became kind of my thing.
I love that.
So when you saw these little girls, you wanted to make sure that they knew.
Yes, that a girl like them can also be a teacher in the future. Not only can we make the table, we can sit at the table and we can make decisions at the table. And so I wanted them to see that. Yeah.
I liked how you said she can too.
She can too.
That became one of your mantras.
Yes,
she can too.
She can too.
I believe that. So we're talking about Women's History Month and we're naming this Carry Her Forward. And so I kind of like that you're saying she can too. I think one of the things to carry women forward is to make sure that they know first and foremost that she can too in her leadership, that you can too. So thank you so much for your leadership and how you're carrying even young girls forward and how you've carried young girls forward. And now you're carrying a whole community forward here in Long Beach at Light in Life.
Yes,
so girl,
now I'm not in Chicago anymore. I'm in Long Beach. And I'm very thankful that I get to serve along women at the church where I'm at locally, and that I can get to empower more young ladies to know that they can too.
I love it, sis.
Yeah.
Noemi, what you got? This is your girl too. What's up?
Yes. Yes. Jack and I get to work together also with Exponential. And we get to collaborate with women who are church planters and who feel called to ministry. To open new churches and to serve at the local church in that way. So it's been a really cool journey for us to get to know each other in the last couple of years.
Yes.
And I think it's really awesome just to see her commitment to not only the body of Christ, but her commitment is internal first because she's not just doing it for others, but it's because there's a deep conviction in her to respond to what God has asked her to do. And I want Jack to talk about a little bit of her journey with her struggle with her health, because we live in a time period where we could all be facing different kinds of ailments or struggles in our body. And oftentimes those things will take our joy and our passion and they'll make us feel defeated. And there's every reason for that.
Yes.
But we get to make a decision as well. So, Jack, would you tell our audience a little bit of your story?
A little bit of my story. So my story goes, I launched my second church with my husband in 2010. And that same year, I started getting pain in my body and I started hurting and I started wondering what's going on. Maybe I'm working too hard. Maybe I'm going too hard. Well, it turns out I have rheumatoid arthritis, which some people would think, oh, it's just like arthritis in your fingers or you got a bad knee or something. Well, it's inflammation throughout your whole body and even the lining of your lungs and your heart. So there's days where you can't walk very well or sometimes you just can't breathe deep. So I suffered for the first couple of years not knowing exactly what was going on and being misdiagnosed a couple of times. But I never skipped a beat. So I always continue. And even today, when I go into church, you'll see me waddling in there and kind of like, okay, let me take it slowly. But I will not let the enemy rob me of the honor that I have to serve my God in his house. So I get a little passionate about that. I don't believe that no matter, in this world, you will have trouble, it said. And I don't believe that the Lord has brought this upon me, and I don't believe that God is punishing me in anything, and I only believe that God has given me the honor to serve him even though. Even though I hurt, even though I struggle, even though I get cancer, even though I have emergency surgeries, I get the honor to serve him, and he will continually be at my side because I don't let go.